Fresh off a nice Thanksgiving Day win, the Minnesota Vikings head coach, his first year on the job, it's Kevin O'Connell. Thanks a lot for doing this. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you guys doing? Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I know it's a couple
Yeah.
days past, but
Well, it's fine. We're still kind of in that Monday mode. I was really impressed. It's New England coming in. I'm still not quite sure about them. I think I like their defense, and then, special teams fall apart and everything. What's it like to get that kind of win on a Thanksgiving? Everybody's watching you.
yeah, it's for me, Ryan. It was more about what took place 4 days before that, where we did not even play close to what we're capable of. I certainly did not coach, to the level of feeling like I put our team in a position to have success. So when you get a chance to talk to your team directly after that game, go in the locker room, and we've got such an unbelievable group that takes accountability for everything that goes on, our coaching staff included. To be able to lay down the challenge of, hey, we're going to be right back here in 4 days. And if we do the things we're supposed to do and we control what we can, which is our preparation on a short week against a really good team coming in, this will feel different, but we'll have earned the right for it to feel different by what we do 4 days from now. And then to watch our team, I got to the game. I got to the stadium 4 hours early, and I walked in. I'm normally one of the first guys to get there, and I walk in, and half our team's in the locker room already getting suited up, and you could just feel like the game couldn't come fast enough for us. And just a credit to our leadership and the guys we have in our locker room and the way it's kind of come together to be able to answer that kind of challenge against that kind of team on a short week. And then just to be able to overcome the adversity that came in that game. And like we've done many, many times this year, we just found a way to win a football game and treat each individual game as its own. And sounds cliche at times, but this league is set up in a way where every single Sunday or Thursday, whatever it is going to be a challenge. Can we find a way to play complementary football when it matters the most to go try to get a victory? And we've been able to do that 9 times out of 11 opportunities this year. And that will be the challenge moving forward till they don't let us play any more games this year.
Right. And that's the thing, is it's the record. And I think nationally, whenever we look at a team that has the kind of record that the Vikings have, and it can feel unfair, it can feel like nobody's, going, hey, I'm picking the Vikings to win the Super Bowl. It's because now you're being compared to the other great teams. Yep. So I don't know that it's a disrespect to the organization or to the record or the work you guys are doing. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, if this is your record and you're undefeated, for this long, like now I have to compare you to the Bills, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and all that kind of stuff. So does it feel like people have doubted you, or do you kind of get what the exercise is as we go through a season?
Yeah, I understand it. I really do. I think our team understands it. That's not to say we don't try to use it in certain times to help motivate, but we really don't have a team like that, Ryan, that at all responds to any of that outside narrative. We're in year one of trying to build something here, and we know that we get a finite amount of time to work together, to prepare, to make sure we're at our best. From a standpoint of, as a coaching staff, giving these guys good plans every week, and then watching them able to go out and kind of bring it to life in a way where we give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter to win football games. And I think, I tell our team all the time, we'll earn the right for people to talk about us when it really matters. I understand that our league is incredibly popular, and these games, rightly so, get analyzed and picked apart. How you win, what you look like when you win, and when you don't win, what that means for what kind of team you are. And all of it probably is a little bit true, and all of it is probably a little bit false. And my job is to make sure that, we kind of ignore as much of that as we possibly can, and know that it's going to come down to how we prepare. We're a team that we know is probably going to play close games. We're probably going to have to find ways to win football games different ways sometimes. And that's what I've been the most proud of, is our team now kind of has that expectation that if we handle our business, we prepare the right way, it's going to come down to a couple plays here and there, but we'll have at least earned the right to feel confident in that moment that we're going to make the plays required to win football games.
Okay, your background, we'll get to the playing stuff here. We might go in reverse, but part of that Washington Mafia. Although, did you miss McVay by a year?
Yeah, actually, Sean was a huge reason why I even got to Washington in the first place. I had talked with him about possibly joining him initially in Los Angeles. When it didn't work out, he was like, hey, I think you'd be a great fit there. I had previous relationships with guys like Bill Callahan, Matt Cavanaugh, who had coached me in New York, and I had never met Jay Gruden at the time, so getting a chance to go out there, interview. But I know Sean put in a good word for me there. I had known him for a few years before that. It was I talk a lot about this football journey that I've been on, both playing career and then on into the coaching career. I feel like so much of every opportunity and every coach that I've been able to play for or be around as a coach on their staff, it's affected me in a real positive way. And I don't really feel like I'd feel as comfortable as I do every day leading kind of my own team now without that journey and kind of everything that took place along the way.
Okay, so then that kind of pivots perfectly into the from Washington, then you end up with the Rams. You're calling plays for a couple of years. I want to talk to you specifically about the preparation for the interview process to be the head coach. Okay.
Yeah.
Once you realize you're on the radar of now interviewing for head coaching positions, now make it specific to the Vikings. What kind of preparation did you do going into that interview?
Well, we were not a team that had a first round bye last year. So I was doing a lot kind of in a short amount of time just to, feel I was not one of those people that, hey, I'm coming into this year, you need to have this book ready. You need to have your interview process and your philosophies figured out, which I thought really helped me, Ryan, because when the opportunities came, I didn't really get a whole lot of time to kind of manufacture this special presentation that you were going to put together. What I did was I was really lucky and blessed to be a part of the Rams organization for the last 2 years, be around a head coach like Sean McVay. And I felt so blessed to just have a coach. When he hired me, he said to me, I don't just want you to be the coordinator. I want you to be, by my side, alongside me as we go through this thing together, and anything I can help in your preparation, because he told me, I believe you're going to be a head coach in this league. And when you hear that, at first you're like, okay, yeah, I'm here to do a job to help you. I appreciate all that. But then looking back on it, all those moments where he was willing to share, willing to allow me to be a part of decision-making processes of what he had to go through as head coach, and watching us and how we instilled culture and relied on that through tough times to help overcome adversity and come out better off on the back end, all that. I just remember leaving, whether it was the first interview with the Vikings or any of the other interviews I had. I just remember feeling like, not only do I believe everything that I just sold to these people and really believe in the football philosophies and the importance of culture, it was something I felt like if I was lucky enough to get one of these opportunities, that I found it realistic for me to go and do it in the most authentic way possible, being myself, but also staying true to stuff that's really, really important to me, and I think does ultimately allow you to have a chance to win football games in this league. And that's been kind of the coolest part, looking back at that process, then continuing on and helping in any way I could for us to win a Super Bowl and a world championship. But then the next day, kind of stepping into this role and feeling like from the jump I was prepared. I was ready. I was lucky enough to hire a great coaching staff and ultimately come to an organization that has really been a great fit for me, my personality, and ultimately, just trying to build this on a daily basis and help players reach their truest potential, knowing that this league is hard. It's hard to win, and it's going to be a grind every single week. But if we stay true to some of these things that I truly believe in to my core, I feel like I'll be able to put our organization in a position to go hunt some of these wins and feel like we're doing it the right way.
Specific to the Vikings, I imagine you are watching, you're going back on Huddle or whatever program you have, and you're watching Kirk's dropbacks. You're watching all the pass plays. You're looking at, what did you see with him that you sold the Vikings on, that if I'm in here and I'm working with him and I'm designing an offense around him, this is what I want to do. This is how I'll make it better.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I was able to, study enough in that short amount of time to see a guy that had grown from working with him in 2017 as his position coach. He had grown through just experience and snaps and playing in different offenses. And you could really watch a guy that I kind of envisioned in the offense we would build here, in an offense obviously based around our skill sets at receiver and running back and the guys we got up front. But I do firmly believe that you do everything in your power to build something for the quarterback. And it's not always to make it easier on the quarterback. It's to bring out the best in that player. And sometimes it is trying to help him in any way you can. And then other times it's pushing him as much as you can to grow within his experience and within his skill set. And that's the one thing that I don't think gets talked about enough with Kirk is, his ability to throw the football and be accurate, stand in an NFL pocket and deliver the football within the rhythm and timing of how you build an offensive scheme. I just felt like Kirk, in conjunction with guys like Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and Dalvin Cook and the guys we had up front, I just felt like there was a place for a winning offense that he could be right at the front of and leading the charge of. And I've seen that kind of ownership grow, Ryan, week in and week out, and to the point now where I thought he played phenomenal on a short week the other night. I mean, he was putting the ball in play, accurate, dealing with, an NFL pocket against one of the better pass rush teams. I mean, they had the NFL sack leader on their side, and just his ability to continue to play at a high level, regardless of circumstance, has really been a winning edge for our team and something that we're going to need to continue to rely upon Kirk to do each and every week. And it's been really cool to see the locker room and just our team gravitate towards Kirk as he leads us in his own unique way and playing the position at a winning level for us.
I was going to follow up with sell me on Kirk. I think you just did that, so I'm not going to ask you to answer it a second time. To be totally transparent, anyone listening to this podcast, like, you're not the biggest Kirk fan, Russillo. So I would say over the years it was frustrating because I would look at some of the deep ball stuff and I'd go, oh, okay, he's not challenging enough. And then I'll have like a year where it's like, hey, did you see who's actually killing it in deep balls? And it would speak to the accuracy, where you'd go, no, it's actually there. Then there were other years where I felt like, let me look at some of the like throws to the sticks. Is how short of it is he? And I'd be like, I feel like he's short more often than you need that to be. And then there'll be a year it's like, hey, he's actually doing pretty well. So I felt like there were different years with the concerns that I had about him as being like a real guy. I'm talking about like the standard of not just putting up some numbers, but being somebody who can carry a team through some stuff. I felt like he showed like different versions of it, but never in the same year. Look, hell, my favorite throw from him this year isn't even the Jefferson catch at Buffalo. It's the Thielen throw to the left sideline where I think he gets destroyed and finds a way to get it to the sideline enough. And then I think you're going to end up getting a penalty on that play as well, on that last drive. Like it just seems to be, and maybe it's unfair too, because I'm going back to the Washington years where maybe he wasn't considered like everybody's favorite teammate. I'm not asking for any intel on that, but it feels like the whole thing is more comfortable. Whoever he is, maybe it's the record, I don't know. It just seems like it's all coming together a little bit more for him, realizing like it's unfair for me at this stage of his career to like wonder why he's not going to be one of the tier one guys, which I never thought he would be, and I don't expect it to happen.
Yeah, I think my goal in coming here, Ryan, was I've got a lot of confidence in what Kirk Cousins was before I arrived here and got a chance to coach him on a daily basis, but also just envisioning a world where we could put him in an atmosphere in our building where I just have never missed an opportunity and will never miss an opportunity to let the guys around him know just how difficult of a job he has and how much he's willing to answer the bell when we need him to. He's a huge reason why we've won 9 football games, the come from behind victories, being at his best in those moments where regardless of how the day has gone, regardless of what consistency maybe as an offense we've either shown or not shown, when our best is required, he's going to be the guy leading the charge and making sure that he gives us not only a chance to win football games, but some of the plays he's made, some of the throws he's made in quote unquote gotta have it type situations. I think he deserves a lot of credit for that, but I also believe very strongly in the atmosphere we have around him, the faith and confidence that this organization has, his teammates have in him, and maybe most importantly, me in his ear, having the confidence. He knows that no matter how it goes or how the day is gone, I trust that if I do my job for him, he's going to be right there making the play required to go win a football game. And I just feel really strongly about him. I'm so proud of the way he's kind of taking ownership of our offense. And in a league that gets driven a lot by statistics and metrics and all those things, in fourth quarters of football games this year, when we need Kirk Cousins to help us go win a football game, he's done that a ton. And we'll probably have to do that a lot more as the season goes on, the way this league works and how competitive things are going to get. I think he's earned the confidence of the guys around him. And there's a feeling on our team that if we have a chance to win a game in the fourth quarter, we're going to come together and do it. And I think Kirk's a huge reason why we have that feeling.